Welcome to the Other Side Pod. I'm Nadine. We're not experts. We're just humans having a human experience we think you can learn from, or relate to, or laugh at, or cry over. So hit download, dive in, and hear how folks found themselves on the other side. Guess Mom just introduced us.
Yes, she did.
What's my We're back. Mom and sis. Sorry, Mom, what time is your concert today and where are you going? Tell us all about it.
I'm going to the Holy Heart of Mary. Used to be my high school, actually. They have an auditorium, and there's a musical on tonight, and it's called Menopause. So it's a comedic musical.
On tonight?
Yep, tonight.
Oh,
7 o'clock tonight.
I thought you meant you had to go soon because you were like, hurry this up, I have a concert to go to.
Sweetheart,
No.
I have to get ready.
Cute.
I forgot you had that concert tonight. Are you sure it's tonight? Because there's an afternoon showing.
Don't question your mother.
Okay.
Really don't.
Actually, it was an extra one put on, honey, because they had sold out so many tickets, so they put an extra show on. But anyway, I only remember it because the girls reminded me of it the other day when we were out for a walk. Don't forget the musical. So,
And you have it in your little calendar that you have in the drawer that you constantly write on?
I do, but sometimes I neglect to look at the calendar. Things, just to say, things have been forgotten.
I get
Like
it.
my grandson's birthday.
Did you forget it?
I forgot to mail his card on time. I felt so bad. I think that's probably the first time since he's been born, and he just turned 15. So I felt terrible, but I'll get over it.
I know. I sent mine late too. I felt bad. I've been trying to be really good with that. But anyway, at least he'll get a bunch of gifts this week.
Yes.
Well, he got my gift. He just didn't get the card.
Anyway, this is coming out in May. His birthday is April the 9th. So
Yes.
by May, we won't feel so bad.
Exactly.
No, exactly.
Be just in memory
Actually,
now.
I don't feel so bad now. It's 3 days later.
You're fine. You're over it.
Short-term pain. Short-term pain.
That's a nice shirt, Mom.
Thank you, sweetheart. Lisa was in yesterday, my niece, and she's a creative creature and makes all kinds of wonderful, wonderful pasticle, repurposing and upcycling. And she saw this on the chair and she said, "Oh, that's nice material." I said, "Take your eyes off of that. Now that's not ready for your pile yet."
You're not cutting this up.
That's too funny.
Yeah, it was too funny.
I was thinking about our chat just now. I was getting ready. You know, actually what I was doing is that I wasn't actually getting ready. I just threw my hair up in a ponytail. But what I really, nope, why am I so distracted already? That's 3 topics that was just in my head. I'm going to stick with my story. When I was thinking about our chat, and Mom, you might be like, Jesus Christ, Nadine, I can't think of this. But I was thinking, can you look back over 77 beautiful years? Is there a year that was easy?
For me,
Yeah.
a year that was easy. I can't think of any year that was easier than others. I really couldn't pinpoint anything, sweetheart. I think maybe a period more than a year to define a specific time is when you guys all graduated and were in university, kind of in your own levels of independence. That was, when I look back on it at the time, I probably didn't realize that it was a really big milestone. But that was a freedom that I felt. Not a letting go of responsibility because I was still responsible for you to a certain degree, but I think that was a freeing time in my being caught up in your lives because you become, quasi-independent, even though you still depended on me for transportation and finances and stuff. But that my having to be, the manager of your time, your social lives, your entertainment, your uh, responsibilities, all of that kind of like just was, whoa, this is wonderful. So that was, and I felt that for many, many years after because it was a freeing up of my time, you know.
Is that when
I
Danielle caught you
mix
on the highway driving to work, having a smoke, even though you quit smoking
it.
when we were all little? That's when she was like, "Wow, those idiots!"
It wasn't even like, it was like, and the whole car was like full of smoke. And I was like,
God. I
in her
remember
little
this.
face.
I remember this age because I was still living at home in university, and I remember this song came out by Meredith Brooks. I'm a bitch, I'm a tease, and I remember distinctly being like at my desk. I think I was like, I don't know, was I writing a paper or something? And you were vacuuming, singing your heart out. I remember being like, that woman's happy. I'm a bitch, I'm a tease. Oh my God, it's on my knees. Lorraine Hogan, one living.
Yeah, the back then, I
Because
can
you were
picture
the,
the vacuum, the massive vacuum she
Oh
had to
yeah.
carry around.
yeah, yeah. Freedom,
Wow.
freedom.
Freedom,
Mm,
right.
yeah.
You didn't feel that when Danielle and Stephen were in university and I was, say, in high school? Like, is there something different? Is there like a flip just because it's like no longer high school, it's adulthood,
Yeah.
I guess?
Yeah, it's adulthood and you're on your own path and what you did with it was 90% your responsibility. We still had a little bit of influence, I guess, over on how you thought. And you still look to us, you know, mom and dad for guidance and, you know, steering sometimes and support. But that, like I said, that major day to day to day to day grind of you know, childhood responsibility was totally, you know, not totally, but 90% lifted. And it was, yeah, it was great. And I was young enough to still enjoy myself and my time and, you know, my's and dad's relationship and working on us and concentrating on us because we could go leave the house. We never worried about you partying, although we know you did. But it was such a freeing time. You had a car here that you could drive. We could send you money if you needed it. We knew you were responsible. You, God love your heart, you never gave us any untoward, you know, what we say, trouble or getting into, you know, other than ordinary mischief. So it was, yeah, I don't know what we did to deserve you guys. And I tell you this all the time, but we were very, and still are very blessed in that, you know. So
Mm.
that was the gift that you guys gave to us.
Like, lucky neither one of us fell into like serious trouble. Yeah, because I guess you can't control that if one of us fell
No,
into, I don't know, the wrong crowd or addiction or, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
or just happened to be out for a fun night and in the wrong place at the wrong time and caught up
Mhm.
into whatever scenario young people, you know, continue to this day to be caught up in. So, like I said, many, you know, thank you guys for that, and thank you,
Oh, you're
universe,
welcome.
for allowing it. But it's true, it's true, and that's what makes life easy. So, yeah,
Mhm.
thank you for making it easy.
Is there ever a time that you don't worry about any of us, me, Stephen, and Danielle?
Oh
Is
my
there an
God,
age
no,
that we
not
hit? No.
no, not ever. But that's a different kind of worry, more a concern that is everything going to be okay? Because you've made the choices, you've done the work, you're continuing to do the work, you're continuing to live good, meaningful lives, and that's a credit to all of, you know, definitely most of your effort because you're the ones that made it happen. We gave you the foundation, but you're the ones that took it and ran with it. So yeah, yeah, that's. But you do have concern because shit accidents happen, you know. And like I said before, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time sometimes. But I don't I don't have worry like God when you're on your way to work or when you're coming home from work or even traveling, other than a passing, please Jesus, the universe be kind. That's
Mhm.
it. You can't spend your waking days, hemming and hawing over the what ifs and the maybes because that doesn't serve anybody.
Do you ever worry about Connor and Ethan? Like, is it Is it a similar concern for your grandkids as it was for your kids, or is it once removed in a
It's
way?
just one degree moved for sure, sweetheart, because that's for their parents,
Mm.
right? That's their level, and they always say about grandparents is we get to be the good guys, we get to be the people that treat you and kind of go behind mom's and dad's back and give you a little bit of extra money or give you that little bit of extra whatever it is, freedom. So, but you do worry about them because every generation has its own set of challenges to be challenged with, like drugs now are much more prominent and easily accessible. Kids now have much more money than what you guys had to access that if they ever, heaven forbid, got involved in it. Social media is such a major, major factor in their lives now that, we never had to contend with you guys, not near as much as now. So yeah, you do have concern. And again, you just in the back of your mind, it's always there, you know, allow them to grow, allow them to be good human beings, and allow them to be, not allow them, but give them permission to be who they want to be, type thing, and let them continue to work hard, which they have been. And you just hope that, their path is going to be not easy, but worthwhile as they go along, and as they work towards it.
Mm. Danielle, do you have any questions for mom about raising us?
The weekend last night,
Can
mom
you
was
say
like,
no?
mom was like, what are we gonna talk about tomorrow? Like, I just don't feel prepared. She's like, I'm not gonna be able to say anything. I was like, I'm sure when you come online, I'll be sitting like, because you'll be like,
Yeah. And then,
then
oh, sweetheart, I did, oh my God, sweetheart. Oh,
I
I mean,
know.
what's it? This is serious shit, sweetheart. And she just,
And then I was like, and I'd be like, oh, sorry. You not done, Mom? Okay, sorry. And I think, I'm sorry, Mom. Are you still talking? And then I feel, sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. And she's like,
Mm.
that's not me, sweetheart. And I'm like, welcome to May.
And now the mic is yours. Do you have
Oh, God.
questions?
For Mom,
Yeah.
no, like, I love those answers.
She asks me questions every day.
I know, but
In my
anything
be-
that like, yes.
Sorry,
Go.
are you finished? Are you
Sorry,
finished?
sorry, you go, you go.
Sorry,
No,
sorry.
you, no,
go.
you.
No, you go. Mom, do you have anything else to say? Did you want to ask my questions? I'm always like a mom, and I'll say, thank you for saying yes to Dad. Thank you for agreeing to go on a date. Like, thank you for marrying him. Thank you. I keep going. Like, thank you for, making sure we stayed in school. Thank you for making sure we had our post-secondary education. Sometimes that we did want, but she always said, "You're getting your education." That's what myself and and your father have worked towards. So you will get it. Get that paper. I don't give a shit what you do with it, but we want you to get that. Each one of you to get that paper. And I just thank her and Dad so much because I think, like Mom said, they did give us the baseline, but it was a pretty damn good base. Like, our foundation was stacked in our favor. Like, we're very privileged in terms of like where we are in our worlds to be able to do the things that we want to do. Like, and anything we've ever desired to do, sometimes Dad would obviously lose his shit a little bit, but he was always supportive, right? So, I mean, even we joke about your Sunday afternoon wanting to be everything from, I don't know, helicopter pilot to um back skiing the back slopes or skiing the back slopes, or me not knowing what I wanted to do for many, many years. So you always, like, they both were all, excuse me, always so supportive. So I don't have any questions. I just have tons of accolades for who they are and what they did for us and continue to do for us.
Who did you
Thank
worry
you,
about the
sweetie.
most? Me, sweetheart.
He's the
Where
child.
did this
Not
topic?
Steven.
Where did
Not Steven.
where did this topic come from today? You didn't warn your mother. Who did I worry about the most?
Uh,
I worried about each of you in different ways.
Tell me everything. How'd you worry about
Would you?
Danielle?
How did well, she was the first one to fly the coop, fly the nest. And of course, once you make that first step outside the door to be on your own, it's worse. Oh my God. And she was still in school. Will she continue to be in school?
Mm.
Will she be content in the relationship she's stepping into? Will she get hurt? We'll still be here for her. Kept her room downstairs. Bed was always made up. TV almost always turned on. So you worry about that because that's the first foray into
Right.
adulthood. And she was working part time. How is she going to support herself? Is she going to be dependent on somebody else who might be not there for her in the long term type thing? So that's what you I worried about that from a female perspective.
Ah.
You know, so that was how I thought about her process of going, but I always knew that she always knew we were here. And she could
Hmm.
always, 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 that's probably one of the last things I said to her as she hopped down over the steps with the biggest smile on her face that, we're here. Your
Mm.
home is always here. And that gave, if anything, it gave me comfort. I don't know if it gave you comfort, sweetheart, but it gave me and Dad comfort that you could come back.
Oh my God, for
Did it,
sure.
Danielle?
And I did.
And
How
did
old were
you?
you
You
when you
did.
when you moved out, Danielle?
21?
21.
Oh my God. Wait,
Yeah.
wait. To the classic point of Danielle about 5 minutes ago. Mom, 21.
That's right. I remember it. Right, sweetheart?
Sweetheart, I won't have anything to say. She was 21 and she moved to this place. Gosh, you were only 21. You were a
Yeah.
baby moving
But you
A
know
out.
what?
little
With
baby.
Although when you're 21, you think you are 54. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
think
Hmm.
back now. When I meet 21-year-olds now, I'm like, oh my God, you little baby. Like, I just want to mold you and comfort you and protect you. And then I thought, oh my God, my mind back at 21, you just felt so old and you had the world in your hand. And I mean, you do, you really do, but there's so much to learn, which I guess is the brilliance of life.
Yeah, you got to go
And-
learn it. You got to go do all those
Oh,
things.
yes. And you have,
Move out with the wrong people,
yes,
like
you have to
do
make
make the wrong
mistakes and
decisions. Yeah.
fail. And
Hmm.
I would never be the person I am today if I didn't fail at multiple things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And when you're
as
21,
parents,
you think you know, when you're 21, you
yeah.
think you know so much,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you think you know better than your parents. You think it's so funny. And when I look back on it, I remember saying to mom, I don't know, probably a few months ago, I'm like, why did you let me do the things I did? I was an idiot. And she was like, you had to figure it out. But like, I really did think I knew better. I'm like, I remember someone once said to me, a friend of ours, Danielle, said, when I took out my first loan to do my master's, because mom and dad paid for my undergraduate degree. And this was my first, time being responsible, although I still lived at home, so I really didn't need much of a loan, but you know me, I wanted a big one. And a friend said to me, be careful with the amount you take out because I'm still paying it off. And she was maybe 10 years older than me. And in my head, I'm like, that's because you're an idiot. Like I was such an idiot. Like the joke was on me the entire time, but you just think you know better. Oh God.
That's the
Anyway, it
that's
was a
the
good lesson.
beauty of that's the beauty of youth, sweetheart. And as parents, your one of your roles or jobs or responsibilities is to allow you to make your own decisions, to allow you to tread the waters of self-doubt and taking
Mm,
chances and being disappointed, being hurt, being betrayed, being loved above all. All of
hmm.
that comes with, you know, just flying the coop and doing what you have to do at adulting. And it's not
Hmm.
fucking easy. And adulting is hard, no matter
Yeah.
what age you're at, it's hard.
And you gotta work your way through it. And like just to be clear, I didn't
Yeah.
actually think our friend was an idiot. She's a very smart woman. I just was like flippantly, it's a joke, but I remember thinking
Yeah.
like, but I'll not do better than she did, but like I'll figure it out. Like I'll get paid more. I'll do this. Like I just never thought I was yeah, I never thought about the long-term implications because you're young and dumb and you're having so much fun.
So much
Wait,
fun.
that's
And
a
that's the
song.
main thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say young and dumb. I would say young, full of vim and vigor and full of wonder and full of excitement to just, I can't wait to start my life, because that's what you're doing. You're starting your life, because once you reach that point of independence, your childhood that you've been enjoying for so long, it ends, and then all of a sudden,
Mhm.
oh wow, here I go. Watch out, world, here I come. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful period for any young person, right?
I would say like dumb in a not in like an intellectual way, more in like a very naive way.
Oh, for sure. Touche, honey.
Yeah.
Touche.
When were you most concerned about Stephen?
I would say concern for Stephen, kind of similar things, but he didn't move out until he was 25 after he graduated from university. But he had come and gone because he had done work terms and had lived away 3 4 months at a time in between different university semesters. So he had little snippets of freedom. But you worry about boys in different ways. You hope that they're going to be first. The only thing I ever think about is being respectful to females. Um, Make sure you know what you're doing when you get involved with somebody. Uh, Try not to get anybody pregnant. Make sure, and I'm assuming that his dad had this talk with him, because I never ever did, other than the fact I remember one time he was downstairs and he said, Mom, throwing, what was it he was looking for? An eraser or something. And I said, I don't have any rubbers. He said, Mom, I don't want any rubbers. Because we used to call the erasers on pencils with rubbers, right? I said, I
Rubbers,
don't have
right?
any rubbers. Mom, I don't want rubbers. I want an eraser.
You're
So
like
yeah, at least
mortified?
I knew we knew what rubbers were, right? So you worry about that, because that's something, whether it's for the male or the female, it just changes the whole trajectory of your life when something as innocent as, being intimate with somebody results in the creation of another life. So we hoped and prayed for each of you that that wouldn't happen at a young age, that you would be able to handle it. And if it did, we hope that you'd be able to handle it. But worry about him. It's just different, and from a perspective of getting involved in physical fights, you don't worry about that with girls. Well, at least I didn't. Your
I
dad
mean,
didn't. But with boys is different. The temperament of young men, and being around with other like-minded individuals, having a few beer, because we knew he definitely had a few beer at a young age. Hoping that that never continued and got out of control. I remember one time talking to him about, you have to be careful with alcohol, because there's a lot of alcoholism in my family and an extended family, and in your dad's family as well. And dad had, some drinking issues as well. So be careful with that. Be careful with your use, that it doesn't lead to abuse. So we're worried more about that with him. I don't know why, because he was a male, probably. I don't know. But you just assume girls don't drink as much. Girls don't get into that as much as boys do, even though we know that that's not the exact truth, because it can happen to females just as well as males. So that was an issue we worried about with him. Um, yeah, stay out of trouble. Don't be hanging around in places where trouble is going to find you, because it could lead to some sorry situation. So I guess that would be a little bit different than concern for you guys when you went out the door.
because it's like Danielle, you were almost more concerned when she first left home and moved in with her boyfriend at the time. And Stephen, most concern was when he was even younger than that, maybe like junior high, high school, as he's like
Yeah.
developing. And like boys do develop, or like they're, I mean, I know this, it's not a joke, it's real, but like their frontal lobes take longer to develop than females, correct? Right? Like their reasoning, their
Well,
intellectual abilities, it just takes longer, right?
they say it does for males, but
Yeah.
still, females take a while to
Oh
develop
yeah.
that maturity and sense of
But I
security, I
feel
guess,
like
to
at a
say that.
younger age, women or girls are just more mature, faster. Like if you think of a 13-year-old boy and girl, I mean, every person's an individual and develops at their own rate,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
just talking like generalities here, I feel like a
Mhm.
13-year-old girl is more mature than a 13-year-old boy,
Mhm. Yeah.
aren't they?
I
Yeah.
have to. I don't know if that's
I mean, we're
That's
not
a proven
doctors,
thing,
but
sweetheart. Yeah, I'm not either, sweetheart. So I really
yeah.
can't say to that. But there definitely is a difference between the male brain and the female brain, but and how they handle things and how they respond to things. It's a genetic,
Mhm.
flight and fright and all that stuff, right? Flight, fight,
Yeah.
flight.
And
You
you've got
also
some, yeah, go Danielle.
gonna say, I also think you have to put in there in terms of nature versus nurture. So if you're generalizing that, boys and girls develop
Mm,
differently, I think there's a lot to go with it in terms of their nurturance and like,
absolutely.
their housing environment, their socioeconomic environment, neighborhoods, schools, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's got a huge factor to play on it.
Yeah, agree, agree.
For sure, sweetheart, for sure. Yeah.
When were you most worried about me, mommy?
Good God, the time you came out of the womb.
Present day, birth to present day.
Birth to present day. What you worry about me for? I'm fine.
What did uh I can't let me see
Face.
now. How did I start? Again,
What
when
did
you
I say?
finish university and you that first year you moved out on your own, I thought, oh sweet Jesus, she's going to run up a stack of debt. And we knew what debt can do because we had debt all of our married lives. And, as young people, we were only 20 when we got married. And we had to borrow for everything that we had when we got married. We didn't have, used to say, a pot to piss in or a window to throw it through. So we knew what debt, the legacy of debt, leads to and hovers around you for all of your life. So that was our major, major concern with you because you had this very unrealistic notion that number one, the bank would never say no to you. And number two, you'd never have to worry about paying it off because you were just going to take the world by the tail and swing it around your head, not the other way around.
Right? Like, what an
So
idiot.
yeah, not again.
It's just a dreamer.
Flights of fancy as a young person, and it was beautiful to see. But tried to curb that
Curb my
in
enthusiasm, just like the TV show.
no, no, not enthusiasm, but to curb your sense of this'll all work out. It just doesn't all work out. You have to work to make it
Hmm.
work out. And thanks be to Christ, you did. You got that along the way, and you did, and continue to do remarkably well, and were able to manage your debts. But had things been a little bit different, it could have been a
Okay.
different story for you had you not continued in your academic success type thing to make it, make the possibility of paying off that debt that you accumulated that you didn't have to accumulate. That was the big thing for me. It was no need for you to do it, but again, we had to let you do it because that was something you needed to do
Hmm.
to live the way you wanted to live. And I guess maybe in the back of our minds we were thinking, well, if she really, really, really gets stuck, we can help her financially. Not that we would have wanted to, but I think I might have been more rigid about you, certainly not co-signing loans for you had I not thought that we could have helped in that end. So we were blessed in that we were allowed to let you to make some of the mistakes that you made, knowing that we could step in if the need be somewhere down the road type thing. So that gave
Yeah,
us a
because you
little bit of a
co-signed my
buffer.
student loan and my master's. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
I honestly think I had to do that because I was a I mean, I still am a dreamer, but
yeah,
I'm more practical now. And I
yeah,
think in order for me to learn the practical side of me and the work that actually is needed to go do the things you really want to do, I had to live with the amount of debt that I got for my master's. And when I graduated with my MBA and moved to Calgary, and I only knew Steven and he worked in oil and gas, so like, there was no one to network with to find a job. There's no LinkedIn. I literally had to sit and go through the paper. And then I remember being like, I have to figure this out. I can't afford rent. I can't afford to
yeah,
eat. And I couldn't afford to be paying my student loans. So I had to go work as a hostess at a restaurant. And then I remember I would book all of these informational interviews with people, which is kind of now how I podcast. I'm like so curious about jobs still. I'm like, tell me what it's like being a PR agent. Tell me what it's like owning this business. Tell me what it's like to be a real estate agent. Like I'm just interested in people and I'm interested in what they choose to do and I'm interested in what that actually is like in their day to day. And sometimes now when I'm podcasting with people, I'm like, oh my God, this is what I did when I was 25, fresh out of university, didn't know what I wanted to do. So I called people. I sat with the yellow pages and I was like, Calgary Opera House. I love the arts. I'm going to call them. And I did. And I would ask to meet with someone in marketing and I'd sit with them for people were so kind to me. I probably had like 30 of these informational interviews over like a 6 month period. And they would give me an hour of their time over a coffee close to their work. And I would just quiz them. I'm like, what is your day to day like? What do you do? What do you like? What don't you like about your job? And that actually helped me understand what I didn't want to do because I knew I wanted to do my own thing, but I was trying to figure out what not to do instead of what I wanted to do. And so I don't think I would have had that level of drive, that level of, it wasn't even like a confidence. It was like, if I don't do this, no one else is here. Like, no one's coming to save me. I have to figure this out. I knew I could depend on Danielle or Steven to loan me $20 or you and Dad if I really was stuck with a loan payment, but I didn't want to put that burden on you guys and I needed to figure myself out. But I don't think if I didn't have that student debt kind of weighing me down, and I wouldn't want to relive it because it was fucking hard, but I don't think I'd have the drive or the resilience or the resourcefulness that I do without that experience. Do you know what I mean? Like if you had
I
just
do.
paid off my student loan, I probably
Mhm.
still would be floundering in some way. Like I know someone's always coming to save me. I'll go try this or this or this. Yeah.
Oh, trust me, you would have had to struggle for many, many years before we'd step in, but you would have
Right.
learned your lesson. But we weren't there to just swoop in and save you. No, that was furthest thing from my mind. And
Yeah.
yes, that is your route. That's the way you had to do it to get where you are today, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Individual journey, sweetheart. Individual journey. Different personalities, different mindset, different ways of approaching things, conquering things. Right?
Hmm. And so you don't worry about us anymore, or you do? What do you worry
Uh,
now? We're like, aren't we? We're we're
worry,
living.
worry is not the right word. No, I do not worry. I really, really don't. Other
Mm,
than the general, everyday, like I said, concerns. That yeah, please, heavens, you'll be fine. Please, heavens,
mm,
you won't get sick.
right.
Please, heavens, you
Right.
know. Sometimes it hasn't got anything to do with you guys. It's outside influences that involve you. Just just by the mere fact that you're in the wrong place
Yeah.
at the wrong time. So that's all that crosses my mind, and not every single day. Certainly
Yeah.
no. And as technology is great because you can always text and say, "What are you up to today?" You know you're okay. What are you doing? You're at work. Great, you're there. And I don't think that way, but sometimes it's just nice to have that affirmation. Okay, they're at work.
Hmm.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any concerns for yourself now?
Yes, that I stay healthy,
Hmm.
that I live a lot longer, uh,
Hmm.
that I'm able to be independent forever and a day. Those would be my priorities. I always say I hope I run out of time and money at the same time that coincide. Because I
You'll
always
have to struggle for many years before me and Danielle and Steven step in. We just want to know you're resourceful. Just
I'll
want
I'll
to.
I'll message my boy about that.
Yes, you will.
She will.
So that
Steven,
those
there's a
are
stress at Meg that I really need.
those are my and I can't say fears because I'm not fearful because it's no good to be fearful. Because what will be type thing. I can only control my money to a
Hmm.
certain point. I like spending it, but I have to control the amount that I spend. Everything else, it's up to fate. I can
Mm.
protect myself. I can try to live as healthily as possible. I don't smoke anymore. Every now and then I'd like to have one.
Anymore.
Every now and then I have a little scar. That's
Wait, you do?
so be it. Yes, sweetheart. If I'm out somewhere, I'll have a cigarette, a cigar. Why not?
I'm dead. When's the
Why
last
not?
time you had a cigarette?
Those little tiny. Me and Uncle Bruce
Fine.
had one out in the shed New Year's Day. He came out, and I actually found as funny. I said, "My God, Bruce, a little cigar now would be so nice." Yes, he said it would. And I said, "My Jesus, I believe to God, up in the Dad's little cabinet that I have along the side of his bed, on the side of, yeah, his side of the bed, I should say. It's a cabinet there, and in the cabinet, I remember when I was going through it, my God, a couple of years ago, and there's a package of little cigarillos that we brought home from Cuba. He brought home 3 or 4 packages, and I think he gave one to Leo. He might have given one to Bruce as well, and kept one for himself. And that's up in the cupboard, and it never been opened. And I said, my God, Bruce, they might be, all dried up and everything, because they're definitely, oh my God, they got to be there 10 years, I suppose. I don't remember when we went to Cuba, a long, long time ago. So I went up and I rummaged in the little cabinet, and sure enough, here was the little packet, sealed in the cellophane, never opened. I think it was 10 or something in it. I said, my Jesus, Bruce, come on, let's go. So we
This
did.
is this year?
Yes, New Year's. So I've come on, Bruce,
Amazing.
come out in the shed and have a cigar with me. So we did.
Oh my God. And Diane, that's your
No, Di
brother-in-law,
didn't
Bruce.
My sister Diane, no, she wouldn't have one because she's got, breathing
Oh,
problems and stuff.
COPD. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't even. I told her even get away from the smoke. But Bruce
Yeah,
and I
fair.
thoroughly enjoyed our little cigars.
You're funny. When is the last time you had a de Maurier?
Oh
King
my
size. I remember
God.
king size right back to Laurier.
Oh my God, I can't remember the last time I had a Demore. Maybe Dad and I went to. I think when we went to Greece, I packed up a pack. Daddy didn't smoke. He wouldn't. He just didn't want to be at it. So I did. I had pack cigarettes when I was on holidays, and I enjoyed
Wait,
every
you
goddamn one
smoked
of
like
them.
2 packs of cigarettes while you were in Greece?
I'm sure I did, sweetheart. Yes, we're gone for 10
Truth comes
days.
out. Can't wait for Stephen to listen. 10 days, 2 packs of cigarettes.
Oh, honey,
Sometimes when I'm on
maybe
vacation,
it was. Listen, it's all semantics. 1 pack, 2 packs, it's cigarettes.
a pack a day, semantics. Mom in Greece, like the happiest ever. Every photo we see, her hands just out.
Smoke.
No,
Like Willie. I gotta look
She's
back at the
so
photos now.
calm. I know. She
you
looks so
can't smoke
happy.
anywhere.
Smoke just, and their
You can't
fingers just out of the side of the
Like Mom doing the
every
oath.
photo.
Daddy used to do that. I could never do the O's for
Yeah.
cigarette smoke.
I'm
So
so
these
going
are
back
the
and look through the pictures.
I know.
So these are. It brings me joy every now and then. God damn it, I'm 77. If I can't sneak a cigarette, now just imagine if I can't sneak
Sneak
a cigarette every now and then.
77.
What's
Any
the
ribs?
point of being here? I don't. I mean, I can have a drink every now and then. I don't enjoy a drink
Yeah.
like I used to, but I do enjoy a drink when I have one, and I'm going to have one when I want to. Right?
I love that you still smoke. Oh my God. Are you going to smoke when we're in London?
No, oh my God, baby, I never ever. No, it was just.
It'd be hilarious. I'm going to get you a pack.
No. I'll have a
Maureen.
little cigarillo. I had one of the little outside bistros.
Danielle, I'm going to buy her a packet de Maurier and
Do
have
it.
it in my suitcase
You wouldn't
it
get.
and
you
bring it
wouldn't
out. I
get
couldn't
Demore.
afford it. They're like $50 a pack probably now.
There.
You wouldn't
In
get
this economy.
You can't
I'll
get
bung
Demore.
one.
You can't get Demore in the States anyway.
We're not going to the States.
Where are we going? Oh, we're going to England. I don't. No, you can't get them in England either.
Where are we going? Well, we'll leave in 3 weeks. I hope you know.
Where
You better meet me
taking
there.
me? Oh, I'm coming, sweetheart. I'm coming.
Yeah. Danielle, did you ever smoke?
No. I mean, I tried,
Yeah,
but
me
I
either.
never ever liked it. No.
Yeah, me either. But sometimes when I'm in Europe, I mean, it sounds like I go to Europe all the time, but when I'm in Europe, I'm like, God, I wish
when
I
travel.
kind of want a cigarette when I'm in Europe. Maybe mom and I will have a cigarette. Imagine I got addicted to smoking at 48. I'd be so
Oh
mad.
God, no, sweetheart.
Who gets
God.
addicted to smoking on one cigarette?
Mm.
No
Yeah.
one.
I mean, nicotine is addictive. It's the most addictive drug.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
Everyone that smokes got addicted on their first cigarette.
Yeah.
What else is going on, you two?
This is
I don't have anything
it.
else going on? You got anything else going on, Tens?
Yeah. Are you worried about
No.
mom?
I mean, every day I'm worried about Ollie. It's not a worry. It's just like, yeah, just like, I guess, like Mom said, like everything now and then a concern, I guess, pops in your head, but nothing that like impacts thinking or your ability to do anything.
Yeah. I
I
hope
remember
not.
one time being nervous about mom. I was going to do the half Ironman. So this was 2016, 2017. And I remember driving there and calling mom from the road. And you were like, where are you going? I'm like, how is she forgetting I'm doing a half Ironman here? Like, I've been talking about this for 6 months. This is a big deal. And then you're like, who's there? Is David with you? And I remember for the first time being like this, like weight on my chest idea of like, would mom get early onset dementia? Oh my God. And I was concerned, but like for a hot second, because yeah, you'd forgotten just some things, not simple, but like simple, like I don't know, maybe someone I knew had it. It was like in my mind at the time,
Yeah.
but I remember having a concern, but then obviously that dissipated because
Sweetheart,
you showed no other signs.
and to my defense, honey, you're always doing something, so I just can't keep it all in my head. You're
I mean,
What's
always.
that's
you up
not
to now?
wrong.
Yeah,
I
true.
have to write stuff down, because you're telling me stuff, and it is important to you guys, and I know it's important, but I don't always remember. Even if I write the goddamn stuff down, I don't remember.
She's
do
trying
try.
a race. She's gonna run for 8 hours. Don't know what dumb. So yeah, you wrote
She was
that.
dumb
I
back
heard
then.
me
She's dumb now.
being on the Camino, and I was like, it was like 9 days of walking for 8 hours a day. We were tired, and on the last day, I said, "Mom, what's the closest or like the next to this hardest physically enduring, challenging thing you've ever done?" And you were like, "Nothing." And I remember being like, "What?" And you're like, "I don't like physically challenging myself, Nadine." I'm like, "Why are you here? What? You signed up for walking the Camino at 74 years old or 73." And you were like, "I don't like it. You asked me to go." I was like, "Sure." Like, oh my God. And then I looked back and I was like, yeah, that's true. She doesn't really exercise. Or you're like, I hate it. I hate physically challenging myself. I don't like to be wet. Hate it. Loathe. I don't like to be tired. I don't like to be sore. Meanwhile, every day are the old blistered feet. Oh my God. Anyway,
All of those things are true, sweetheart, but we did have fun.
we did.
We did. We did.
Danielle, did you ever worry about me and Steven? Every day, all day?
Every day, all day.
Okay, you're a big worrier, eh?
I don't know if worry is the right word, but I guess as the oldest sister, just always, yeah, are things okay? Like, are things gonna work out? What are they doing now? Especially where you live away. It's different when, like, if you all live in the same place because you don't have
Yeah.
that contact, right? So that's really different. But yeah, not a worry, but more like an interest in your well-being.
Oh, how sweet. How
Worry.
nice to have. How nice to hashtag worry.
Don't worry. One time, Dave and I were out biking, and I didn't realize I'd called you. And then maybe it was just like you could just hear whatever. It was a butt dial. And then when I looked at my phone, it was like an hour later, and I'd seen that I'd butt dialed you. And I was like, oh my God, her mind has gone to dark places. And I called you back, and you're like, oh my God, Nadine, I just heard this like rustling. And then I was like, Nadine, Nadine. And then I kept calling back, and I couldn't get an answer. It's like, of all the people,
Things
if it had
definitely
been
set
mom,
me off.
if it had been mom, she would have been like, hello, hello, click, and never
Click.
thought of it again.
Never. But no, when you do shit like that, I worry because like you do stupid shit all the time. And when I say
Don't
stupid,
anymore. That's when I
no,
was
no. When I
younger.
say stupid, it's just like shit I wouldn't do, so I'm calling it stupid. Like
Like
when you and
what?
mom,
Like
like when
paddle
you
board
mom,
on a little lake?
not on the lake, but like when you and mom went on the Camino, that was a different type of worry because you're
That's
in like
stupid.
in my head, I would never do it. So I was like, why would they be doing this? Mom is 74. She hates being cold. She hates being wet. She hates physical activity. She hates physical exertion. You, on the other hand, are like, oh my, no, 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 no. So I knew you're gonna clash, and I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna be headbutting, you're gonna, and that kind of stuff. When you and David go on trips, like you go into places that I would never travel, and I worry about different, I don't know, you in different places in the world. Um, but it is just for your well-being. But when you call or hang up or text and be like, are you there? And then I'm like, here, and there's like silence for like 10 hours. Or like you'll call and be like, oh my God, like, are you around? I'm like, sorry, like, I'm so sorry, like, I can't answer right now. You're like, that's it. There, and like 2 days later, you're called, and I'm like, what was going on? You're like, when? What are you talking about? I'm like, you fucking called. and said or texted and was like, "Are you there right now? Like, I need something." And you're like, "Oh, like that was just like wanted to ask you about
Sometimes it's just like,
like
check my Wi-Fi.
yeah, like a random thing." And I'm like, my mind goes to, I think I know too many stories.
Yeah, you
I
work
work
with the
in
vulnerable
mental health
population, so
addictions.
you know.
Yes, so
Hmm.
I have too many stories in my head.
Do you
So
worry
Yeah,
about
fair.
you
Steve?
gotta give me that.
Yeah. Do you worry about Stephen the same way, sweetheart? Stephen and Yelly and the boys?
I
That's
worry about Stephen in a
concern.
different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worry about Stephen in a different way. I guess like guys and girls are different, brothers and sisters are different. But not
Hmm.
worry again. It's just I want you to be, yeah, I want you to be happy, or what's happy, I guess, defined. I want you to be content, and I want you to be able to do the things you want to do and need to do without, barriers or challenges in life.
I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you. How nice to have
Adulting.
siblings to be concerned about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's a blessing. You have a nice relationship, the three of you. Had its ups and downs, but life is like that, and sibling
My God,
relationships are
yes.
no different. So, yeah, and then to know that each of you are there for each other is a true blessing for sure.
Yeah, I
Sure.
remember when Danielle and we went through a tumultuous few years. And one time I was home visiting, you were dropping me to Henny's, I think. And I got out of the car and we were having such a hard time. And I said, I love you, but I don't like you very much. And you were like, ditto. And then dad would get so irritated that we weren't getting along because we had this
Yeah.
period of time. Well, when I was little, you were 7 years older. So
Yeah.
when I was 13, you moved out. Like you almost treated me like your own little kid. Like you'd take
Yeah.
me to Dairy Queen for ice cream and stuff like that. And like your friends would treat me like so sweet, like a little tiny kid. And then when you moved out, I was like, wrapped up in being a teenager and out of sight, out of mind kind of things. You're so self-involved. And then in our 20s, we really started to, like in my early 20s and your late 20s, we really started to hang out a lot. And our friends, we worked together, our friends overlapped. And then we were like, joined. And
Yeah.
then when we went through a hard time for those few years, I don't know, 3 years or so,
Yeah.
he was so worried about us. And one
Yes.
time he said, fast face your sister. And I was like, that sounds sexual. I think you mean FaceTime.
Fast face. He'd always say
Fast
that.
face your sister. And I was like, Dad, you have to appreciate that Danielle and I, we're figuring ourselves out right now. We're having a hard time. And I said, but like, if she called me in the middle of the night, I'd be there for her. He was like, if your neighbor called you in the middle of the night, you'd be there for her. That means nothing. Like you would show up for people. You're a good person, but like, I want you to call her in the daytime. I want you to have the connection. Fast faced your sister.
Fast face, yeah.
Look, Dad, we're fast facing.
Hilarious.
Anyway,
Oh,
what are you guys going to do the rest of your afternoon?
the
It's a
sun is actually
beautiful
out, so
afternoon.
run errands for sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's about it.
And then,
sweetheart,
Mom, you've
that's
got to
about it.
play tonight. I hope it's a good show. Who's putting it off?
Well, actually, I saw it before, sweetheart.
Oh,
Just
so I'm
why she
like
had
you to
forgot today.
going
When
again.
we were down in Vegas, I went with myself and a couple of the girls, right? We went and saw it. And the girls,
Okay.
it came here, so they thought it could be a nice thing to go see. And so I said, yes, sure, we'll go see. It's a night out.
Fun.
It's a social,
Yeah.
yeah, social thing. It
What
might
are you
be
going to
longer.
wear?
Oh, I don't know. Not this old
So
thing.
fun.
Something warm because it's going to be cold this evening. And anyway, I got to leave nice and early to get a good parking spot for Chrissy because she walks with a walker, God love her heart, and or a cane sometimes. So the closer we can get to the door for her, the happier I'll be because it'll be less stress on her little hips and knees. And that's my only concern tonight, to get there, get good parking, and get in and get nice and comfortable before the show starts. So we're looking forward to it.
Nice. What are you going to do tonight, Joe?
I have no plans, which I'm super stoked.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you too.
So just regular stuff. Like, yeah, just weekend stuff, doing stuff around the house and just chilling out tonight.
And we're going to stay
Lovely.
away
Go
from
watch.
all stores so we won't spend money.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we got trips. Go
Yes.
watch the new Dan Levy show.
Oh, we
Oh,
shall.
right.
Yeah. I watched the first episode. It's funny.
And Mom said she watched a
thank
little bit of it too.
Yeah. Only a couple of minutes, though, honey. But yeah, we're going to follow it. Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Love
I
it.
saw him on a podcast yesterday, and one of the people interviewing him said, or the guy interviewing him said, it's like the Gay Sopranos, and he was like, "Oh my God, can we have that on a soundbite? That's hilarious."
Oh.
All right, well, thanks for
what are
chatting
you-
with me. I love you. What?
What are you doing the rest of the day, sweetheart?
This is so geeky, but I was over at Fraser's last night, and he's got a Bissell upholstery cleaner, and we were geeking out over how good it is. So I was like, let me borrow it, and if it's good, I'm gonna get my own. And so I cleaned before we got on. I cleaned half my couch, and so I was letting it dry now, and I'm gonna go compare it.
Ew.
So very exciting. I'm gonna go clean all my upholstery if this thing is as good as he promises it is.
Aren't you all
And
grown up?
then I know, right? Cleaning my upholstery. And
Loves
then I'm
it.
going to switch over my closet because it's sunny out
Mhm.
today, and probably have dinner with my friend Kim.
Fun.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, Bison's out for the last ski trip,
Right.
which is going to sound funny when this comes out because it's going to be like probably
Yeah.
30 degrees. But
Right.
yeah, so he's in Tremblant.
Fingers crossed.
So me and Theo are going to chill, go for a nice long walk. He's going to watch me clean all the furniture and have dinner with my lovely girlfriend.
Off you go. Off
Will
you
you-
Love
off
you.
Off you go. Love you. Bye.
Off you
Bye.
go. Love
Thank you
you.
for this, babes.
Thank you.
Love you. Oh, I can't.
I saw you going in again. Love you, bye. Off you go. Off you go. Off you go.
I was slow learner.